everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I am not alone. I finally have Fastidious back on the channel, and we're going to talk about some things you might have missed regarding features in this game that may or may not have been mentioned. Fastidious, don't they just sometimes like throw in stuff that you're like, did they even tell us about that?
Yeah, I think that that's always, like, fit in maybe in, like, the other section of a patch notes
Yeah.
from 2 years ago, but yeah, they always have these big updates. Occasionally, they have stuff that don't even make it into patch notes, so it's easy to miss the little things, especially when as with any, like, older gacha, which I guess this is becoming, there's just so much they're always throwing at you. There's so many pieces of content, so sometimes you miss, like, the really cool little tricks you can do in the game, little quality of life things, so yeah, I'm excited to do this video with you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's been forever. So how have you been? Busy, it seems?
Yeah, busy, but I actually don't think I mentioned this, but maybe a little bit less busy in certain things because I'm playing a lot of games, filming a lot of stuff. So finally, I'm getting a full-time editor starting next month, so I can focus just on the games and just on the content. So I'm pretty excited about
That's
that. That's the big
awesome.
development.
That's great. Yeah, I could definitely see that for sure. Or I've always been skeptical on that because I'm like, but I know like I want to make sure they know the game for one, or like know exactly what our goals might be. And I'm so skeptical to hire someone, but I think you had someone who played the game, didn't you?
Yeah, it's I'll shout out Mitchell, he's
Makes
the best. We
uh
it started off with, like, super part-time and then
that
more
helps.
consistent part-time, and then yeah, it feels something we've been working towards, and I'm excited, and I did the math, and I'm like, even if it's not the best financial move in the world, it's definitely the best life move and content move, so here we are. Will give me more time to
Awesome.
come on your channel and stuff like that, if you
Yeah,
like me.
I need to do more collabs, so definitely. Okay, let's go. So we have the topics of things you might have missed in this game. Like there's like I said, bunch of features that maybe are hidden or not as obvious, or we just dang forget about it because there's so much going on. So I guess let me lead off with one, and I want to see your thoughts on this one. The
Sure.
gear. When it comes to gearing, don't judge my gear. I don't even know what's on him right now. Oh God, I need to change him. I think I was swapping. Don't judge me. I'm always swapping gear.
Me too.
My poor
My
Dracula is a
BP
hot
is, like,
mess.
perpetually, like, 7 million just because no one's geared.
Yep, I'm a mess right now. And I was trying to redo stuff. Anyway, speaking of redoing stuff or setting up your gear pins in the first place, there's one feature here that people don't even notice, and this is a try-on feature. Like, if you want to try on multiple pieces, maybe not just, the one piece you're clicked on. You want to try multiple sets and you're just going to throw stuff in. It's not necessarily like the best to just do it in the hero screen because like look, I want to try on 3 pieces of gear. Okay. But I don't want to steal them from 3 other heroes, then have to fix their builds later. I want to make sure that this build is worth the switch as a whole. So if you're familiar with Raid Shadow Legends, this is very similar to the fitting room idea, but it's a bit hidden, right? It's a bit hidden.
Yeah, totally. Personally, I don't use this enough because my gear is just everywhere and I accept that. But it is super strong. I think especially when you're starting out and you're not as comfortable moving your gear around and like you said, it kind of just like I would say I was gonna say like diminishes the risk, but it kind of like reduces the potential hassle of like I took that off Narissa and put it on Eloin, but now I want to put it back on Narissa. But which piece, which Invig piece was it? So it's a really cool feature because you do get that full preview, and if you don't save it, you're not like locking it in.
It's actually not letting you take from other heroes. What the heck?
Yeah, maybe you have a don't show equipped or something because
I do. Okay, so it does pull in your filter for what you're having here.
yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense. Okay, okay. I feel better. I was like, wait, I swear it did that.
No, it's a great tip. You're right. You're correct.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's just one of those things that maybe we don't use enough. But if you are someone who really wants to take the time to plan out someone's full gear set changes, you can do so in a more meaningful way, and it is hidden. All right, what about you? What else? What else do you think the
I've
people
I've
might have
actually
missed?
got one that can piggyback off of this one really nicely, I think. So the other tips are a little bit more specific, like little features you might know about. This one's a little more philosophical, but you do not need much gear in Watcher of Realms. Too many people I've seen in my comments all the time. They're like, "How am I supposed to be able to gear all these different heroes for all these different
I
things?"
need
I'm
to.
like, "You're not. and it's not important. That's not a thing. Like for example, as you showed, you can move gear freely from whatever you were doing, whomever onto your Wukong, or like I said in my example,
Yeah,
from your Narissa to your Elwyn back and forth. The other thing is, in the past months, maybe it's closer to a year now, they've introduced fully saving gear and artifacts into your auto run. So
that's
once you get
true.
that clear, that's 50k plus in Nightmare 4, or you get the 60k you want in Abyss 1, or you get the 120 in APOC, or you get your arena teams done, or you get your Gear Raid 21 or 24 done. You're done unless for some reason you want to go play around with it, so that you're relieved of those builds, right? They're locked in as long as you don't misclick and save a new auto.
That's
So
very true.
effectively, and this is how I approach my account, even though I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of ancient gear on my account, I only use like I don't save them because I rebuild from scratch every time. Most people don't need to do that. I just like doing that. It keeps it all fresh in my head. You could just save it as gear plans. You don't need more than 20 builds in this game. If you build out your matrix teams properly, those 20 builds will account for 80% of the builds you use in most content. There might be a little bit more tinkerings here and there. You have your BP builds for your affiliation. Maybe there's some specific arena things. Maybe there's new content you're trying out. But divorce yourself of the idea in your brain that you're playing a game like the old version of Raid, where you couldn't move around gear for free and you needed, this is my Neja build, this is my Sun Wukong build. No, unless you're using both of them in the same piece of content, it's the same build very often. I have a Watcher ring, and Watchguard might be like the best faction in the game right now. You have Neja, you have Ingrid, you have Sun Wukong, you have Kagiri. This ring is like, it's like the sisterhood of the traveling ring. It's on everyone at all. Like every piece of content, someone's wearing it because it's so good. And this is like a sub tip within my tip. Don't be afraid to heavily recast pieces of gear that are really good.
Mm,
Um, so I recast this gear. I had all purple. You can put the screenshot up if you want. But
okay.
trust me, now it's completely cracked out with a huge roll. And I went past the purple. I'd used another 30 hammers on it, or 40 hammers, until it was god tier. Because it's hard to get a perfect piece of gear. And when you get it, invest in it and then shop that around whenever you need it on every single hero. That is relevant for.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. I think people are a little bit intimidated by a lot of the gear options overall. I know I'm guilty. Like as you saw, like I actually went through and I deleted all my gear plans. That's why I have none. Because I just need to redo them. Like they were just old and weird and I was like, this is just not working. So I deleted like all of them. But you're right. I'm starting on the idea of defender morale, not like for a hero, it's for like a type of hero instead of going in that niche.
Yeah. I know I went for a while, but that's my biggest tip to anyone who's playing this game. It's like people are very obsessed with like my Rosalia needs to be built. It's like, no, you just need to have good enough gear for your Rosalia when you go to use her. And it will feel sloppy at the beginning, but then your account's just gonna skyrocket.
And there's kind of in the realm of gear and or gearing heroes, artifacts. One of my favorite things is this filter here that is so hidden. You didn't even know about it, right? Or you didn't use it at
Oh, I
least.
didn't know. You taught me something for sure.
Acquisition time. So let's say you're doing these new giant batches of artifact forging. You know, we can do a whole ton. All the time I freaking accidentally click and I'm like, ah shit, what did I get? I didn't even see it. Or like I'll start scrolling and accidentally click off and I didn't even notice what my most recent were, or how to like being able to sort and see which ones you have max so you know which ones you can sell. In the filters, it's so good. You can sort by like, okay, only exclusives, only max level, not max level, whatever. But you can sort by acquisition time. So the most recently acquired items are just boom, they are here. So whatever you got on your last batch of pulls, you could check them directly here and more easily compare to your current stuff that you already have built. And if you're like, if something you know is super old, like that's a bad boy right there, it's gonna be at the bottom, easy enough. But I really love this feature.
Yeah.
I just wish it was for gear because now we have the
Yes,
quick
they need to
clear
add it.
feature. Yeah, for quick clear, we can't easily manage our gear anymore regarding maybe you take some to 12, then some to 16, and you sell some of them. You can't do that within a quick clear, so you got to come do it manually afterward.
We should message our dev contact and tell them if they
Okay.
just added it just like you showed in the artifact. It'd be so good because especially with gear, right? It's like as you get deeper in the game and you have stricter and stricter filters and recommendation settings, not that much is making it through. So you could do like 500 runs and maybe it's like 4 pieces. It'd be so nice to quickly just see the 4 new
You to
pieces,
find them
and then it's
easily.
like right behind your
Yeah.
chair, but do the bulk organize, bring them to 12, like you said, see if it's worth it, see if you're gonna recast or max or sell. I love that idea. I really like the idea of I didn't know this filter existed. Now that I know it exists, we need it to exist for the gear too.
And didn't you have something else with filters that you wanted to mention?
I did. You really we just did the video on my channel too. You're the queen of the transition. I love it.
I know.
Yes,
It's
if you go to gear, this is just a quick hot tip, so I'll talk a lot less this time.
like,
If you
okay,
click on
quick
any
rate.
piece, yeah, actually, the way the way I do it is through the gearing screen. If you want to go to the roster, I think it's for me
It
easier
works
to
here too,
visualize.
though.
Does it? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we're on Bengals right now. You guys can see Susie has that highlighted. You highlighted it there, and then you did crit rate. So whatever you select, you could even do multiple subsets, right? So if you go there to crit rate, as long as that's number one, then you could do crit damage, attack speed. It's always going to sort the pieces in order from the highest value of that number one subset. So if you click, it's not a coincidence that, oh, 28%, 26.5%, and you can keep going down and down and down. And it's so helpful. So for me, the way I use this the most, well, I use it constantly because it's just excellent. But as you get deeper into the game, crit rate's the perfect filter because you might want to start getting 100% crit rate in just 4 pieces. So on those 4 pieces, you kind of want to use that substat crit rate max, their highest value filter, to make sure you're kind of averaging that 25%. 24% or so if you're using cultists or something, or maybe you've got a little augmentation on your artifact, who knows. But then you get that 5th piece that has, like, I don't know if you have an example, but like attack bonus, crit damage, attack speed, flat
Yeah, it's
attack on a
hard to get
breastplate.
those perfect ones.
Yeah, and so it kind of can be unlocked, and if you know how to start using the substat priority, you can really start hunting. Or if I'm not doing that, but I'm like, hey, I know I want attack bonus main stat on all of these pieces for my DPS, let's make sure the first Soulbound Arcana pieces popping up have the highest crit damage. So I make sure that's my number one, and then you can really juice up that build and still hit
Exactly.
that like 360% crit damage, even though you're not using main stats.
And this would be a piece that you'd search for those things you need, find the high priority, and then boom, this would be a good one to try to enhance and see what happens to it. It's got all the ideal.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. So you see what you're looking for. Oh, even the highest static crit rate's not as high as I'd like. That actually might be a good recast candidate. So yeah, good example.
And actually transitioned perfectly again, accidentally. So we're in the gem enhancement screen, right? There's more to it than this. And this is one of those huge factors that a lot of people could massively waste. Don't look at my gem counts. Don't judge me. Obviously, I'm in desperate need of upgrades. But people want to take your gear to higher levels, right? But there's a whole other thing that we kind of forget about. I almost have to try to remember where the hell it is. Foundry, Ascending. Some sets are automatically going to upgrade from a tier 1 to a tier 2. You don't need to use your rare to find gems for those sets. So you really do need to be mindful about, like, if you want some Soulbound Arcana, don't use your gems to make a wisdom piece, possibly Soulbound Arcana. Don't forget that these Ascension materials, this Ascension screen, is on a completely different screen. I don't know why they're not together. It's so confusing.
That's another thing we need to message them about. They need to add Ascension to the augmentation
it's so
menu.
bad. I just
it drives
literally,
me nuts. Yeah.
look at this. I have 142 bullions because I forget to even, like, this is even worse than my gems because it's in a separate screen. And when I go to upgrade something or looking for a better piece, I just forget about it. It's so easy to forget about it.
Can I do a bonus tip off of this tip?
Yeah.
If you can, the best pieces to ascend are non-ancient or non-variant pieces because recasting hammers have become more and more popular. So especially if you're using recommendation settings, if you can find like a perfect Asclepius piece to make Invig, or the really good one if you find like an amazing Insight or Wisdom to become Infernal Roar or Soulbound Arcana respectively, it's the most powerful thing. So like some of the absolute best gear on my account started as like a wisdom piece that was terrible but had perfect substats that I ascended, and then I recasted over and over until it was like beautiful Soulbound Arcana. I have a Soulbound Arcana piece I can send you a screenshot too that's non-ancient, and it's like all gold and purple with perfect substats, and it was just because I recast it over and over with the piece that I ascended. If you go to Matrix 1, this is a really
Okay.
quick, easy trick. Uh, so in Matrix 1, there are 2 forms of save, and it's the
Right.
only piece of
Oh,
PvE content that has this. So if you go into the battle, you can both update your gear, which locks in your current that's not just your gear. It locks in your gear, your artifacts, and it locks in your current hero situation. So what do I mean by
right.
that? It's like, have you picked up any new awakenings? Have you done any skill ups? You know, anything like that. Have you gotten a new collection bonus from your, you know, in your gallery? That is not that all gets locked in with the update gear. However, you still have all the timings locked in from your auto run. So why is this valuable? You can sit here and tinker and adjust, and it will then employ the changes from when you click to update gear. So any new ascensions, any new skill ups, and any new gear, any new artifacts, any new gear and artifacts that you might not have changed, but you augmented or improved or refined and recasted, and then it will run the same auto. So you can really test how something improves. You're like, would my Neja be better with a crit damage main stat on this bangle or an attack bonus? You could just change that,
And you
then
just
update it.
update
And
gear.
unlike other pieces of content where they lock in the run and the builds together, this is separate. So you'd get a perfect same timing, same fight. Nothing else would change except that one piece on Neja. Or maybe you're playing with your Dao Chan build, or and I mean, there's any little thing you can do. For me as a content creator, I have an Ezerith video that's about to come out where I tested him at A0 and A1, and I just did. That's what I did. I just tested it here on the auto run, and I tested him with the A1. The run was the same, but then he's giving the damage increase to the mages. He's a little stronger, and it's a perfect way to tinker with things and really, you know, dial things in on your account.
And that's something to be careful of too, though. So, and on the same note, if let's say, okay, I got a new copy of whoever and now they're Awaken 1, Awaken 3, I should go update them. It's going to update all the gear on all the heroes too at the same time. So everyone has to be back in their good gear, right?
That's true, yeah.
So,
So it's like more like you need the rest all, but keep in mind if it will update it, so you have to rebuild your one, but it's not going to lock in the fight unless you save the fight. That's when all the gear will get locked in.
that's
So you
true.
can just keep ripping as long as you've already set an auto you're happy with. You can just keep ripping that over and over and doing little tinkerings. But
Okay. But going
for
back to
sure it
do it
is
at its
be
later
careful.
on, once you have more changes, everyone needs to be adjusted and it will grab more than just gear, and that's the key point here. It's a little bit of a deceptive thing to say update gear. No, you're updating everything.
And it's a pretty cool place to test things, even if you don't, even it's not just for Matrix, because you can. I mean, yes, Matrix is going to scale a little differently than other pieces of content, but you will be able to directly see the number hit your Nejas putting out on a
That's
random
true.
mob at second 5 minutes 27 seconds, and directly compare that with the one piece of gear change. So I know I'm getting
Okay.
really specific, but there's a lot of ways you can approach this to try to figure things out on your account. You could see, oh, I changed this. Is my how much higher my Leia heals, or how much lower are they? Like, what does the attack speed look like? There's a lot of stuff you can test.
I haven't redone my Spellbane form team
You
yet.
got to get Rosalia into
Yeah.
your. I saw you have her. You got to get her into your bulwark. She's so
Oh
good.
yes, that too. Yep, I hadn't actually built her when I redid the team with Ezerith in it. So this got a little bit better, but I haven't even the Spellbane one's a hot mess, but it was okay. It was a good start. You know, when it first started, people were like, "Oh, let's use Crash." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's use Crash." I had to do it. But I definitely have some improvements to make on that one too. Oh boy, oh boy. I hope people are could learn a little bit from this video. I really think that Mucha does a good job with regular updates, but there's so much and it's so easy to miss little things. I'm sure there's a bunch of others. Feel free to comment below, guys, if there's any weird quirks that you've noticed that you don't think others have noticed as well. I'd love to see what else we might have missed ourselves, and that could be a future video. But all right,
Awesome. Yeah.
Fastidious.
Good stuff.
Uh, anything else that we should add here to wrap it up?
No, I think people should definitely leave their comments. I did a video like this probably almost a year ago. It's crazy how the time flies covering this game. But I was planning on doing an updated one on the anniversary. This is like a really cool video to get done already. I think there's always new things people are thinking of, discovering. So put your ideas below, guys, and keep having fun in the game.
All right, guys. And besides seeing Fastidious on my channel, finally again, hopefully more in the future, if you guys happen to be planning to attend that New York City meetup event, we're both going to be there. It ended up being perfect timing for me, and I will make a little video about that in the future. But yeah, looking forward to properly meeting you too, Fastidious.
Yeah, we've known each other for like 3 years, so we can have a hug or something and actually meet. And is Odd One coming too?
No, he's going to be home with Lily.
Oh, all right, so I'll wait till Dragonair and brings me an Odd One somewhere.
Exactly. There we go.
Hopefully, some people make it too, and we're both from New York, so it's nice to get a trip home.
It is, exactly. Well, thank you again for coming on my channel. It's good to see you. And thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to check out the collab I did with Fastidious on his channel too if we are still talking, the collab, summons, banners, all sorts of fun stuff if you're still debating what to pull during the Dracula collab event. And we'll see you in the next one.